on decoding and no financial advice. I just wanted to just shout out about like 28 coins, I guess, that I'm looking at. This is only fun, decoding, and no financial advice. Believe that. So, yo, what's up? What's up? Posting that one. What's the other coin? So what's up? I was just trying to see what other coin I'm looking at here. I guess Doge. That'll be the next one. This weekend looking bullish. Maybe Easter present. Maybe. I remember Mr. Poole on Twitter. I remember he posted all those eggs, and there was like a golden egg in the middle, and it had like the carton of eggs. So, yeah, the market's closed too, so that could be a reason why maybe there's really no movement. Not crypto markets, but the regular trading market's closed. Good Friday. So I'm just going to go over these coins. I'm just going to shout them out. There's about like 28 of them that I feel like I need to hold. I'm not telling anybody to buy these coins or whatever, but I know a lot of people are curious to know what I'm holding and stuff. So this is no particular order, but I feel like the last 5 or the last 3 that I say are probably, well, when I get to those, I'll let you know. See with that. By the way, hit the like button, please. Let's get this shit pushed out as far as possible so we can learn through the comments on here. Okay? Just want to get this out there to everybody. So if you're on here, just press the like button. That's it. So the first coin will be Hero, Algorand, got Link, Cosmos, Tel, Amp, Luna Classic, Shiba, Fetch, Gala. Then I feel like I need to be holding some X Ethereum, X BTC, Ocean Protocol, Quant, X Litecoin, XLM, or XXRP, VChain, HBAR, AGIX, Solana, Doge, Proton Pussy, I think the last 3 would be XPR, Loan, not even the last 3 before. XDC, Loan, XPR, XOR. And I think that would be the 28 there. Well, the other ones, yeah. I mean, those are just like the 28 I feel like I need to hold. The other ones, yeah, definitely buy. Dank on there, Crab Coin on there. I'll definitely hold those. It'll be very exciting to see how those coins on Alcor do, you know? And I don't know. I'm just going off of feelings, and I know people are like, stupid through feelings. Okay, whatever. I feel like Alcor was... I feel like Metallicus' wallet is like superior, okay? And I think the company themselves are just like top-notch, just through symbolisms and decoding. Like, it's everywhere. And it's not like literally like, here it is on the chalkboard or like, on mass TV or whatever the case is, like how Bitcoin and Ethereum and Ripple is, but it's like embedded into the grains of the systems, into the outfits, into the walls, into the lightning, just the lighting in the, on the episode. Doesn't even have to be words or anything like that. It's just crazy how big Metallic is in my vision. Not financial advice. What I see is just literally all over the place. Purple colors everywhere. Now people wearing purple ties. You look at even in this newspaper right here. Look, he's got purple shoes on. I mean, it's literally everywhere. And then after watching these episodes, I mean, shit. I even go back to Living Color. All right, in Living Color. No, they were painting everywhere. That is Metallicus. I'm telling you. I'm going to do a video on one of the episodes I came across. That shit is Metallicus. And I'm not saying that this is I'm not saying I'm correct. This is a total lie, okay? This is a made-up story that I'm going to say. But Ripple and Metallicus, Ripple and XPR, Ripple and Metallicus is all in one mush ball. They're all together. It's all together. I can't prove it to you. I can't show you. But I'm just telling you from the abilities that I feel like I have and using them and absorbing everything around me, that they will be working together. And that's how you know that XPR is going to be humongous, okay? Ripple has the money. And if XPR becomes the fastest blockchain in the world, you don't think Ripple's going to scoop that up, especially with the same lettering as XRP? Especially, come on, guys, please. Whoever's watching this, I don't give a shit. You want to laugh, whatever, all right? But Metallicus is going to join the Ripple network, and and XPR is going to oil the XRPL ledger. Like, that's what I see in I don't know, I feel something. I just feel something. Again, don't be betting on, don't be investing on money because of some guy on, YouTube is telling you he feels something. Okay, please be smarter than that, do your own research. And again, not financial advice, but they're the beast system. They are the beast system. And they're going to be centralized. Ripple's going to hold the centralized fucking aspect of things. And I believe that Ripple, Metallicus will probably maybe fuck with the DeFi things. So it's going to be major. It's going to be massive. It's going to be crazy. I don't know, man. I feel something humongous is coming. And if you didn't get onto the train, if you don't have your ticket, I just feel sorry for you. And if I was anybody else, I would probably even start, stop even mentioning shit like that to your friends and stuff like that. Because when shit hits the fan and they didn't listen to you and they're in desperate need, then they're all going to remember what you all been telling them and be coming for you. Oh, man, if this is what I really see and visualize for these guys, man, it's going to be one crazy system. And Ripple, if you can get Ripple the stock itself, I believe that's going to be massive. I can't say about XRP, like how I feel about the price there. I feel more comfortable with the price with XPR. That's all I'm going to say. But Ripple, XRP does have potential of hitting major numbers, for sure. They're going to be the guys that runs the global payments, universal global payments. I don't know if anybody understands that. Universal global payments. You'll be able to send XRP to somebody in a fucking hut in the middle of some tribe in a jungle like this. That's the technology they're getting into. That's the technology that they're spreading. I feel something crazy. So anyway, those are the 28 coins there. XPR might just be the oil for the whole ecosystem, like all the coins. All right? It might just be. Listen to my words. Might just be. Not saying definite. Let's read some of these things here. It's a lot of dun dun. I'll write it right down. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Got it, Zenga. Got it. Yo, XPR alone and Snape. Yeah, I think those other ones too. I think they might be used for the X. Maybe they might be used for X.com, like Snip and what's the other one? Snipcoin and Storex. I mean, listen, if Elon's trying to make, X.com all in one, it's going to be a store as well, too. You're going to be able to rent your car, book your doctor's appointment, listen to me, like anything, literally anything and everything you want, most likely under that app. All right? And who's he working with? Donald Trump. So that's how you know that most likely that Donald Trump is going to be using XPR. I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying, in my vision, that's what it seems more likely for me. All right. Why would XRP be used on a social platform if it's meant to be moving major money? I'm just saying. So it should be with the banks, unless the banks are inside of X.com as well, then I can see XRP being, a form of payment. But if not, that shit is going to be handling bigger money. Stuff of coffees and appointments and pedicures and who knows what, So I think that would be more for like XLM and XPR especially, and Sora as well too, because they have the infinity sign. All right, they can print as much as they need and get it out there. So, and plus they burn as well too. So don't be scared of the infinity sign, because I think that might be the trick. I showed you He-Man, Master of the Universe. Okay, that was the key. All right, the Ray Fuser. I think it was called Ray Fuser. It was the key, all right? And the show was called Master of the Universe, everything. Just like Elon Musk wants to make an app with everything. That's why Donald Trump wants everybody to be called America, because then everything will be made in America. Understand what's coming? Which would make sense when they talk about one world order. Now think about it. If we're all America, who the fuck is going to bomb America? Aliens? Then that's it. It's America versus aliens at that point. Right? If everybody's America, there ain't gonna be no wars. That's the fucking bugged out shit. I know it sounds crazy, like, oh yeah, everybody's gonna be called Americas, but if you think about it, if the whole world is under America, who we fighting with? Nobody. So that's pretty interesting to think about. It's a lot of moves being made out here. A lot of moves. Shiba Inu might be a big one. Yeah, I believe Shiba Inu is going to be another big one. I think I said that on there. It's going to be a payment system. I was looking at the payments. I think, I could be wrong, but to my knowledge, I think all the payment ones are going to be like AMP, Shiba, XLM, XPR, XRP. What other ones would be a payment one? Shiba. So XOR probably, because of how many tokens they have. LCX is going to be tokenized diamonds. I think I like Boson for that. Boson is for my tokenization. That was my only coin. Is cheap and different? Okay. I'll have to look at it. Adam. What up, bot? You're welcome. You're welcome for the decodes. Yeah. We get a little bit all over the place on this channel, so talk about a little bit of everything, Because if you think about it, if you're into crypto and you're into investments, you know what I mean? You want your head right. You want to be focused. You don't want to be stuck in a program or still thinking about something that's not really true to being true, to be led to, an unsuccessful journey. So even if I'm wrong, if I'm wrong, I just like to have an open mind and maybe hopefully open up a few people's minds and have somebody else look at it in a different way. You know, that's it. Again, I'm not saying I'm always correct. I'm just a big thinker and like to look at all angles. You know, yeah, proton symbol everywhere. If you looked at, I think, Spaceman 2.0's channel, he was showing WWF or WWE, a wrestling thing, had the atom sign there. I mean, it's literally everywhere now. That's how you know it's getting close. Now they're just literally pushing it in your face now, like on TV. And you could even see it. It could just be something like a bookcase in the background with, like, like a few sculptures on top of the bookshelf, and you'll see a little atom sign. That's all it. That's all it takes. But people, they're not looking at that. They're not looking at the bookcase. You know what I mean? If they're watching, a crime show or whatever it is, you know what I mean? They're looking at the characters. They're paying attention, and then they're laughing and giggling. You know what I mean? Because they're being entertained. So there's always two stories within the show. All right. There's one for the masses that are, I would say, for the people that don't understand their abilities, they're just there to be entertained. I'll say that. All right? Because we all have it within us, right? God is within all of us, right? Supposedly, the source is within us. We all have the answers within us. We just have to bring it out. We just have to believe that it's in there and trust that it's in there and let the shit flow. You got to let it flow. Let it flow. I want to show you one other thing, actually, on here. Whatever. I'll change the title. When I was going over that halftime show on the Super Bowl, I noticed something as well. Now, remember, I showed you the astronaut patch, right? The girls that went up to space, the blue-orange, right? They had a patch, and they had Ngayan, last name Ngayan, and then King on that side. And I went over it saying it was like the last empire, and weirdly enough, they got books about Trump being the last president, right? Just weirdly enough. And then I told you that the name Ngayan meant music instrument, right? And then it said King. And there's theories about how Lucifer is like the head of music, right? The king of music. So then I was looking at the Katy Perry one, right? It was through music and stuff like that. There was really no connections. Well, of course there was a connection. There was singing right there. So again, as they're showing you with the music, right? Beyonce singing. That's showing you, again, another reference of how music is connected to Lucifer. And at the end of it, weirdly enough, music is a healing tool because it's frequencies. And I'm not saying I'm correct. I'm just asking a question. Could it be possible that Lucifer, the master of music, the king of music, was actually helping and healing people? Now, again, I don't know. I'm not saying that's true. I'm asking, could it be possible that he was more helpful than harmful? So now, just like maybe, hopefully the president we have now is trying to maybe heal and help the people, but some other people are making him look like he is harmful. I'm just saying that I see a similar thing kind of going on, and I'm just asking, like, could that be a possibility? Like, have we all been tricked? We don't want to believe that we've been tricked. Of course not. We're not that stupid. No one wants to admit, like I've been fooled for that long. Like, nah, you can't fool me, because that's most of our thoughts. Like, we can't be fooled. So yeah, it's quick to be like, to accept that, or to even open your mind to even think that's even a possibility. But anyway, the picture I did want to show you, actually, let me see, I'm going to spin it this way, was this. That was the dance floor there. That's the dancers there. But this looked like earphones, and I was like, oh shit, that looked like headphones actually over the whole thing because these things bulged out a little bit. And then I was like, oh, so there was your connection to music. But then I'm like, dirt. She was singing music right there for the whole damn time. So there's your connection there. She had the stage and she's singing music on top of this image of supposedly Baphomet. That's what they're saying, not me. It's on the internet. So I'm just saying, that's just a wild times. I don't know. So now they're saying that we're in the age of Aquarius, and the age of Aquarius also is going to be spiritual and exposure. So it's going to be fun to see what's going on. And I will say this, I am finding, and maybe it's through the algorithm or whatever, but I am finding a hell of a lot of more videos on Facebook or whatnot, like speaking, like, on that, because there's supposedly books, there's other books to the Bible, like the Bible supposedly is like a chapter of like this major book, and then there's like a few other chapters that where it's been hidden from us, so we only read one section and believe it, that's only that way, instead of hearing the stories before and the stories after. So it is what it is, and when you start really sitting down and thinking about it too, like, oh, we're supposed to be praising, they say, praise God all your life. So like, when do I ever become a leader? I never heard of a pastor saying, praise yourself. No, I don't know. I never heard that before. They're saying, praise him. He's there for you, Let him in. Let him in. What do you mean? Who are you letting in? He's already inside me. They're already. I just read it through the Bible that they said that he's already inside me. I got outside people. Could they just be possibly guiding me to some different source, telling me let him inside me? Like, who am I letting inside me? If God was there already inside me to begin with, sorry, no vacancy. No vacancy. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. It's just weird, right? You just think about that. You think Ripple has a stake or already owns Metallicus? I believe so. I believe so. They're all playing in the same sandbox. And there's going to be a switcheroonie, you know what I mean? Maybe Metallicus, and maybe it's not the name. Maybe it moves over to Ripple, and then all of a sudden it's a chain on the Ripple, network. Metallicus goes out the freaking window, maybe, and then, like, out the window, but the name itself, you know what I mean? And then maybe XRP gets twisted and it's XPR. I don't know. Are they better? We've been supporting these companies for quite a while. There's been people holding on almost like, I think almost 10 years, 8 years, onto XRP. So, I mean, shit, you want to believe that the company is going to come through for you, after all the videos and hours you put in on YouTube watching this and that. But, we always got to be prepared that they could always pull a switcheroo, Well, they can pull a switcheroo too, and maybe it's not XPR. It could be XRP, and maybe they switch it on that. I just think that XPR would survive more, because then if you need to have any more, you have that possibility to create, And at the same time, not to burn out the price, you can also burn. So you can balance it out, understand? And that's having power within the ecosystem, So that's the way I'm looking at things. That's why I lean more to XPR as well too. The price, and being that it's in a limited supply, if they need to adjust or need to do something with it, there's the possibility that they can. I'm not a big Bitcoin guy neither, but if I needed to hold like 28 coins, that would be one of them. I hold a little bit just to hold it on the webauth wallet, but I just feel like I missed the boat. If I was gonna buy Bitcoin, I should have bought it in 2020 when I seen it at like 3,000. Now it doesn't really make sense to me. I mean, we could probably make 10 times, maybe 20 times, but I think with XPR, I think I can make 1,000 times after everything's said and done. Everybody's set in place, and all the institutes put in their money, and Ripple and Metallicus, form a baby, and then the new creature comes out. Anything can happen. Got into Metallicus network because I found your channel. Hope you did your own research, but you are welcome. Well, I mean, I know that, you know what I mean, but it's hard to tell people that are holding XRP. It goes in one ear out the other. Like, yeah, right, all right. This guy he's hating, or whatever. This person's hating, and because I mean, if you look at it, it looks juicy. I can't lie. XRP looks fucking juicy. Too juicy. That's the problem. It's looking too juicy. You're getting flooded with articles on your phone basically telling you the potential of a breakout with XRP. Stop telling me. When it goes up, I'll know it's going to go up, because that fucking, people go crazy when it goes up 15%. You know what I mean? They're on there going buck wild, So we're going to know when the price goes up. But stop sending me and feeding me fucking, the potential of a breakout, the possibility, after the lawsuit, And then when you look back at the lawsuits, you see how many companies that have been in a lawsuit that won, all of a sudden the price 10, 20 times over, or whatever the case is. And people have strong beliefs that Ripple already won the lawsuit case, and they're just waiting for that 20 times over. So they're going to hold, and they're not going to listen to, reasonable options, So at this point, it is what it is. Who knows? Like I said, I could be totally wrong. Maybe it is XRP, and they fool us. You know what I mean? But like I said, goddamn, they fooled me real fucking good, though. I'll tell you that much. They fucking fooled me real good, and I'll take the L. All right? This is why I tell you, don't listen to me, people. Don't listen to some guy saying, I see some colors on the cartoon, and I'm gonna go throw in my life savings in there. Simpsons, baby. So that's the only thing, just Ripple too juicy. They had the price flickering almost to 21,000 on national TV. Now, in your brain, shit is struggling. Prices are up. Inflation is going up. You're hearing tariffs. You're like, shit, I got to do something. And you're watching TV, you're looking for an investment, and all of a sudden, a coin that's showing you $2.20, boom, all of a sudden it's got fucking, excuse my language, it's got a bunch of zeros at the end of it. And now you're looking $2 at 21,000. Now, if I didn't know any better, and I was probably my 16-year-old self, and I seen that, I would have took all my allowance from that month, asked for an advance allowance from my mom, and I would have freaking ran and bought whatever that shit was. $2? I'm going to get $20,000, bitch. I'm rich, bitch. Spending money like I had it, to find out it never turned over. So that's the only thing, you got the lawsuit thing going on. People, betting on that it's going to go 10, 20 times. Plus, you just seen it flickering on TV, national TV. I mean, shit, who wouldn't be into XRP? Who wouldn't be holding XRP? It's got me holding on, Got me holding on. I think XLM will be used too. Remember, fucking the CEO for XLM and XPR, they were buddies. They wanted to change the world. They had a conversation about changing the world. XPR and XLM. So, don't sleep on the little sister, XLM. Shiba will play a big role. Yes, I believe it. It's going to be currency, Shiba. That's what I see. I see Shiba being currency, along with Doge, XPR, XLM. XDC, I think, is going to be more heavily with stocks, tokenizing those stocks over there. I think XDC is going to play a big part over there. I think that's going to be their major role. SHX, I don't know exactly. I believe they're going to be big. I just don't know the role that they're going to play. Well, that's for sure. They're keeping XPR on the hush. It's not on TV. It's not on national TV, I should say, I know the lady, Irina, she just sat down with somebody from NASDAQ and had a conversation. You can find that on YouTube. Oh, man, He-Man's the shit, man. He-Man's the shit. Even my wife was like making fun of me, and then did I not hear her watching She-Ra on her fucking phone? Excuse me. Oh, she might probably be probably watching She-Ra probably on her phone. Yeah, man. Go watch those old school cartoons, man. They got some truth in them. Now, through all the food and the breathing and the this and that, who knows, all types of technology that we have in us now. Now they got all different types of cartoons now. Probably programming the program that's inside of the program. If you get my drift. So you study the ocular, and yes, Lucifer is actually good. People made us believe he was bad, so we didn't take advantage of him. Yeah. I mean, listen, I just had a conversation with my friend right before, and I was like, don't you find it weird, right? Like supposedly the one percenters, right? The one percenters, they're living the lavish life, the billionaires and the millionaires and this and that. I'm like, don't you find it weird that they're living lavish's life, but yet, they're so demonic. They're so demonic. They're worshiping the devil. They're doing all these signs and stuff. And I'm like, well, what the fuck is going on then? If they're doing that and they're representing the devil, then how the hell are they able to live this lavish life? How are they able to go on yachts, boats, have money out the ass, do all this stuff if they're doing devil's work, from what they say? And I'm just like, doesn't it make you scratch your head? Like, how, if that's what they keep telling us, that they keep worshiping, this Lucifer, then how is their life so chilled and relaxed? No worries. Just weird. Just so weird. I said, look, and everybody who, believes in, God and follows and runs to the churches on Sundays, I'm like, most of the masses, because most of the masses do that, or the temples, or wherever you may be, it might not be God or Allah or whoever you look up to, most of them, they feel like they're struggling. Why? Why is that? They're doing the right things, they're following the 10 Commandments, they're following the rules, they're doing everything, but why are most people struggling doing the right thing, and the people that are not supposedly doing the right thing having this great life? Is mind-boggling. Yeah. God, as they show us, can be the opposite, and Satan, in the end, they can be the good ones. I mean, look, how many times do you understand, like, they'll tell you something, and then later on you find out, like, it's not true, or it was the opposite of what they said. Always finding out it's the opposite. Remember that movie? Oh, man. Shit, what was that movie? Ready Player One. In Ready Player One, they were going back to the game developers' memories, and he said, you got to go backwards. You got to do things backwards. Like, I believe they gave us the print on how to get ahead in life, but we're just doing everything backwards. And this is why our lives are such in a spot where, we feel like, we can't get ahead. You can't get ahead because you keep going back. That's why you can't get ahead. Doesn't that make sense? If you keep going back, you're not going to get ahead. So we have to reverse it on them. So now we have to just do the opposite of what most say. And that's what they said. And remember, he was like, oh shit, we have to do things backwards. You have to go backwards. And then he went back to the race. Because remember, he was going in the race and he kept going, the way that everybody else was going. The masses. He was following the masses. As soon as he didn't follow the masses and went the opposite way, was when he won, is when you're winning. You don't have to believe me. I'm just telling you what the movie is saying. Looks like Flair logo as well. Oh yeah, Flair's hanging around. Read Quran and you will have all. To be honest, I don't feel like I need to read anything. All the answers are within me. And all the answers are within you as well. You know, think about it. You're reading Bibles on books. So these people wrote the Bible. And these people never met God, but yet are writing a story about the person or entity, whatever you want to. Well, they put him in an image of a person. So they put a bunch of words and a few pictures in a book. They never met this person. They can't prove they met this person. And they put a book out, called it, labeled it, and people started reading it and just taking it for truth. Think about it. Nobody was shown any type of proof. They just picked up the books, read it, and go. No questions, no experiments. Just like in school. Read the textbooks, social studies. Just read, look at the pictures, space, planets, yes, outer space, blah, blah, blah. The world is round. Why? Because I seen it in the book. Mr. Nelson told me about it for the last 3 years. I'm just saying, did you go in a spaceship? Did you check for yourself that what Mr. Nelson's been telling you for the last 3 years was actually truthful? You know? And don't be fooled, you know. I had a friend of mine telling me also like, oh bro, you didn't go to college and you know, I have all these degrees in college and you didn't go to college. And I'm like, yeah, all right, I didn't go to college. So he's like, so I know what I'm talking about. And I was like, to be honest, if you showed me or told me you did any type of experiment on what you learned in school and then took it and seen if those things were actually true and put it to work, then I could be like, okay. And I'm like, you're only as smart as what the people in that building was telling you or showing you. Okay? Unless like you're a doctor and you actually took things and opened up somebody and said, okay, no, I seen that this was this and this was that and that blah, blah, blah. Okay? Then you can say you have experience with it. I read it in a book and then I actually have experience. Most people don't have any type of experience on what they're reading and then they still run with it with truth. So just like with the Bible and all that other stuff, you know, we're reading stories from people that never met God, but yet they're going to tell us exactly how things went. And at the end of it all, right from the beginning, the Bible actually just says, you know, he's within you and all the answers are within you. You know? And Jesus even said, and this is like how weird some people will be like, they won't question God or, oh, I can't say that. I can't think that I'm more powerful than God. How dare you? Jesus said in the book, you're going to do greater work than I did. So how am I going to do greater work than him if I don't have his abilities? Have you not thought about that? Jesus said, you're going to do greater work than I have. So you must have the same tools that he has, the same abilities that he has, in order to even keep up and do the same work. Never mind do greater work. So I think once you understand that everything's within you and you just have to let everything play out and understand, you know, you're everything, that's when your life is going to turn around for, you know, for the experience of your life. I'll say that. Once you feel confident within yourself and just let everything be, because you're living in the moment, okay, there is no past. There is nothing. Past is nothing but to keep you in a low frequency, unless you're thinking about something to help you in the moment. Because a lot of times we're sad, we think about, you know, a lost one, a loved one, or whatever the case is, and it puts us in a low frequency. Memories, you know, most of the time going back in the past is just going to bring you into a low frequency. So which is a hard thing to do because you constantly have to stay happy. You constantly have to be nice to people. People that shit on you, talk shit about you, devalue you. You still have to put effort in and send love to them, which is one of the wildest things, but that is the ultimate key. And you know what? This phone is going to die, actually. I got 6%. Okay. I'm going to just read these comments, stop babbling over here. Thoughts on H-bar? I should have it. Yes, Flowers, I believe that. Yes. The code is within us. Yes, it is. Anytime I see a red circle, I think of XOR. Funny enough, they just had that shooting in Florida over there, and if you notice, they'll show you like a big red ball. I was trying to get a picture of it this morning, but I couldn't get my phone fast enough. But, yeah. Yep. XOR, baby, in the house. We caught it cheap. We were catching that shit from the bottom. We were catching that. I got screenshots showing like, I think $38,000, $40,000. Maybe even $22,000 market cap. Like, what? $40,000 market cap. We were in there already. Anytime I see a red circle, I think XOR. I truly feel a country like Japan will tokenize and utilize part of Metallicus of their economy on it. XOR has same concept as Metallicus system with subnets. Yep. I agree, Bully. We are heavily invested financially in the most important commodity, which is time. Time is valuable. Yep. God is not affiliated with any religion. You either know or you don't. There are things that you experience. You got to download. Everything changes. Enlightenment comes naturally to some. Right on the money. My man, I know no financial advice, but it would be clever to sell stocks to buy crypto. No, because there's AI stocks that are about to explode. There's green energy, companies, stocks that are about to explode. So, remember, once there's usually a crisis, most of the market crashes, and there's going to be some of them that are going to take off that you're not going to be able to get on the cheap. So, just got to know which ones to hold. I would just say BTC and Solana, just buy them from a liable exchange if you want BTC or Solana. I wouldn't be buying it from Alcor. You could buy the other coins, the memes and whatever other coins. That's fine, but like other coins like that, I would buy them from like a Coinbase or something like that. So that's just me. But you get them from wherever you please. Oh, nice, Peter. Nice little gains. All right. Let me see if I can plug in this. I'm having problems with this charger. Hold on. I'm trying to read the comments here. Some people think XRP. Seems that RUSD have more of a use case than XRP. And I was also thinking that too, like why they had to make something extra if XRP was going to be the one. But I mean, it is what it is. I'll play along. Could make 7 times on XCN when it pumps. Alright. Earthly lavish is not same as spiritual. If your body to earth, you have made it to heaven. Yep. Any BSV? Nah, this is not the channel. We don't speak about really BSV here. Again, I just held it because, somebody I watched said to hold it, and I just bought, one just to have it. To really do the decode, XRP really means XPR. Yep, everything's inverted. Let's see. Shooting in Florida yesterday. The guy's name is Phoenix. That was pretty funny. Yeah. Not the situation, but funny how Phoenix just happens to be in there. Metal dial, metal blockchain. That's on you. You gotta figure it out. I hold a little bit of everything. So, all right, on TV they're showing you that XRP and XLM will boom. All right, cool. We're not hating on them. Hope they all boom. I hope they all boom. Last week I bought 5,000 Iraqi Dinars in Istanbul airport. Change fees was good. But online 1 week before, I still believe the dinar will rise again. Yep, they say it's going to be rising. Supposedly a revaluation this weekend. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I heard from one person actually. So, and that person supposedly heard it from multiple people. So, all right, peeps. Anyway, it is what it is. I'm Owskis. This phone's about to die. Thank you for liking, watching, and subscribing. And just please, like the video. That's all I ask. Like the video and keep it moving. Thank you.